Hi, I'm James Schilling Law, and I'm here aboard the Celebrity Equinox at the Nexion annual conference. And this is Nexion's annual conference for all of its members. And I'm here with Seth Wayne of Sail with Seth, and he is obviously a Nexion member, in case you didn't see the T-shirt and the banner.
Right.
And we're going to talk to him about why he became a travel advisor, what he specializes in, and he had an interesting, they call it Next Talks, about his whole, and he's a fairly new advisor, so we're going to talk to him about that, and you'll hear that and a lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Seth, first of all, great to meet you here. It's a little rocky today, right?
It is a bit on the rocky side. Yeah, always a pleasure to meet you. Looking forward to having a good discussion about cruising, Nexion, and all of the above. Getting to know me just a little bit.
Absolutely. So, and you gave a wonderful talk the other day about it. And first of all, when exactly did you become a travel advisor?
So I'm going now into my second year, I guess.
Second year. That's
Only second year, yeah. Started August of 2022. And sometimes, years kind of get all gobbledygooked up. But August 2022, now we're into 2023, so just finished my first year.
That's fantastic. Now, you have an interesting background, though, because you began, one of your earlier careers for a long time was as a TV weatherman, or as I said, meteorologist, right? And so how many years were you a TV weatherman?
So I did it for almost 20 years, and I was at different TV stations all across the country. So grew up in South Florida, kind of bounced all around, went to college in Michigan, and then Alaska was my first market that I worked in. Fairbanks, and then Anchorage. Then I went to Kansas, and then Kansas to Oregon, and then Oregon to Seattle. Wrapped up 8 years in Seattle doing weather at the local ABC affiliate, and that was my last stint into television. Left, winning 2 Emmys, and had a great run. I had a great career in television, for sure.
That's great. And again, did you make a forecast for what we're experiencing now?
Yes. I always say, little chance of scattered showers, some sun, some clouds. Can never go wrong.
Absolutely.
Can never go wrong when you're.
Okay, so a little chance of a little bit of choppy seas. That's
but
it.
This one is like, woo, we're going a little bit. But you know what? I like the little motion of the ocean. How about you?
Well, I think I do like a little. It proves you're on a cruise, and actually, I believe the captain's trying to get out of the way of a storm, is what I heard. The rumor is.
Yeah, exactly. Entertainment's kind of been shifted around because we were supposed to have like an aerial show type of thing later on this evening, and now it's been moved to tomorrow, obviously because of safety. And yeah, little screens kind of swaying around, but makes me feel like we're on a cruise.
Absolutely. Well, it's one part of the experience, the ocean. Now, after you stopped being a TV weatherman, you actually had an interesting career as another related to travel, in that you were a Holland America cruise brand ambassador, I believe, right?
Yeah. So when I was in television, I wasn't really looking to leave TV. I've always wanted to do travel. I always wanted to be in the world of travel, having grown up in South Florida and been cruising since I'm 7 years old. I absolutely love the ocean, and I love the cruise ships, and I love seeing the involvement of cruise ships over time, because back in the 80s when I would beg my parents to go to Port Everglades, we had the tiny, tiny ships. And now as I got older and as cruising evolved, I really got to see the ships becoming bigger and more glamorous. So all the while still being in TV, still cruised when I was on vacations. And when I was in Seattle at Como TV, some executives from Holland America Line got in touch with me. I worked in tandem with my TV station and Holland America to preview their new ships that were coming out, Koningsdam, New Statendam, Rotterdam, and I previewed them for television, and in turn, they asked me to come over and be their brand ambassador and director of communications and content, and I thought, you know what? Why not? Yeah. I had a great run in television. I've always wanted to be in the cruising industry, so let's jump ship, pun intended. And then I hopped over to Holland America Line and worked there. Let me point out to you that I left my last day. You know when my last day was in television?
What?
December 27th, 2019. And I'm just going to jump into this brand new world and travel all around.
And then cruising shut down.
And then it didn't happen. So hot. So I was on assignment for the first few months. I caught myself in the middle of everything on board Zaandam, which was the ship that was in South America. I had problems getting back to the Panama Canal, so on and so forth. So I was there. One of my jobs was really entertaining guests while we were all quarantined in our rooms. But bottom line, that was my welcome into the business. And then keeping Holland America line afloat, really, on social media with an amazing team that I had to work with while several others were laid off. And it was a turning point, obviously, not only in cruising, but the rest of the world. We kind of reinvented cruising online and kept Holland America kind of going, and it met amazing people along the way. Our guests, our crew, they all kind of stayed in touch. We played games online, so on and so forth. So that really was my job, combining both with my broadcasting skills and then also doing my travel passion.
Fantastic. Well, you got all that passion together. And then when you left Holland America, though, what made you decide to become a travel advisor? And did you immediately join Nexion?
So I immediately joined Nexion, and this is kind of like a two-folded answer in a way. With the new incoming management, they made a business decision to cut my position. And so I was kind of like, I was in a rough spot, because I loved my job so much and never was laid off. And I happened to have been laid off. And I thought, well, what am I going to do now? And I had an amazing relationship with my guests that were a part of my online community. Right. And I know so much about cruise ships that I thought, well, why not do what I did at Holland and kind of expand just a bit and have guests come along with me to different cruise lines and the different places around the world. I've been very fortunate. That's me knocking on something here, that I've been to a lot of places, and I want to continue that track. But also, I noticed when I was at Holland America Line that there was this void. People were on ships not knowing where to go, what to do, what questions to answer. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start and jump into this travel advisor role. I joined Nexion. I heard from a very, very close friend about Nexion, and she said, this is the place that you should be. Right. And there are a lot of consortiums out there. There's a lot of travel host agencies out there, and Nexion is really where you align and kind of build from there. So that's really, I started with nothing and kind of built myself up throughout the last year with Nexion.
And you have really focused on a specialty of cruises, and in fact, cruises that you sail along with your clients, right?
Yeah, exactly. So my business is all escorted group business. So I go and I travel with all of my I call them friends. I don't call them guests. I don't call them customers. I call them friends because they are friends. When you travel more than a few days together, you are all friends. And the repeat business is getting over and over and over again, which is awesome, which I love. And it allows me to travel with my guests in showing them what they get, what they do, how, I am their person on board. Sometimes, things don't work out right on board. Why go and spend your vacation in lines when you can contact me, the personal concierge on board, and get to travel with them?
So that's great. So you are a personal concierge on board. You get things done even on the ship. That's great.
Exactly.
And how large are your groups, generally?
I like to keep them small. I don't like to travel with hundreds of people because I don't think that you get that personalized service. So what's so unique about my business model is that I like to go with no more than about 25 rooms, hence about 50 guests.
Yeah, that's a good size. Now, what Nexion programs and services do you really turn to that can help you build your business?
Mm-hmm. So we have something called Nexion Hub, and what that is the online community, and my Nexion is really where I go to get all of my information. Their association and their relationship with travel leaders and being under the travel leaders umbrella is huge. So it gives us access to, exclusive rates. It gives us the extra goodies that we can give. And then also the Nexion community is there to answer any questions. Have you been on the ship? Has anyone that you know been on the ship or whatever? We have a great online community of different advisors. It is truly an incredible organization, Nexion that is, because we are one big family. Right. And that's what I love so much about being affiliated with Nexion.
With Jackie Friedman as our leader, right?
You don't get better than Jackie. No. I mean, there are a lot of people out there in the world, and they are fantastic leaders. Jackie listens. Jackie really makes you feel like you are not just a number. I mean, there are thousands of agents, right, that are out there. And Jackie really makes you feel like when you sit with her, she's listening to you, and she's listening to what you want to hear and what you need to hear and what you want to know and what you don't want to know. So she's really truthful. She gives you the information that you need, and she is the leader of an incredible organization. Nexion would not be Nexion without Jackie.
I agree. Now, this is your second Nexion, the annual conference, and you're going. What do you get out of this conference?
I don't even know where to start with that. I would say you get friendship. That's number one. I have met some wonderful friends at Connection, but you also get guidance, and you get to meet your representatives who you deal with every single day. So say, for example, here at Celebrity, we're on Celebrity Cruise Line. I get to meet with different people at Celebrity face to face, something that we haven't been used to.
District sales managers, people like that. Right?
The vice presidents, the people who you really want to get to know, that will help you and your guests when you're on board. So it's the connections at Connection, and that's really what it's all about. So it's in the name itself, is the connections that you make when you're here at this annual conference.
To the suppliers and also your fellow travel advisors.
Absolutely, right? Yeah, you learn so much. I mean, even in the 3 days that we've been on board, I mean, I have learned a lot in what I didn't know about certain, say, insurance requirements from different suppliers or different itineraries that are going to be coming out and debuting with new ships and so on and so forth, but also from my fellow travel advisors, because they are a wealth of information as well. I do business differently than A does business, then B, then C, then D, and then we kind of combine and we're like, you know what? This will work for me. This might not work for you, so on and so forth. So it's great. It really is.
Now, and only being in the business a couple of years now, you did pretty well for the first year or so, right?
I did. I was very, very fortunate. I've had a great business model. I've had some role models here in the business who have been coaching me along the way. And I was able to close about $1 million in sales my first year.
And what's this year looking like?
I'm going to go for $2 million at least.
Well, at least $2 million.
I'm going to try. No, I don't know. I hate to always put a cap on things because I don't want to disappoint myself, but I would say I'm at a really good point right now at continuing and only kind of building my model from here. Right. So working with groups, but also expanding some different other things that I have ideas with. So I'm shooting for another $1 million.
Well, good luck. I think sounds like you're well on the way to doing it. Now, you mentioned during your next talk the other day that Nexion really changed your life. Yeah. Sort of in brief, and I know we've talked a lot about this already, but summarize why that is the case.
When I got let go from Holland America Line, I was in a very dark place. I was in a place that I'm sure other people who are watching this right now, maybe you, I really haven't been that down, if you will. I was kind of in a corner, blanket over my head. What do I do? My entire life has changed upside down. And so I thought, well, I can either stay like this or I can really get up from this, pull the covers up and get going. And the way that I did that was going into being a travel advisor and also aligning with Nexion. And if it wasn't for Nexion and the family community and the warmth and the open arms of things, I don't think I'd be as successful as I am because of the backbone of Nexion and the backbone of all the other agents showing me support. I think that made a huge difference. And really, it changed my life in so many ways in meeting incredible people and meeting amazing partners, amazing other agents, amazing, BDMs and so on and so forth in the business. It really comes together in a full circle moment. And coming from, Connection 1, which I was in Disneyland, and knowing absolutely nobody, to now coming here and being on stage and helping other advisors. Incredible moment.
Absolutely. Well, I was with you in Disneyland last year. It's a great group, and I always enjoy coming to these conferences, both to see Jackie and to see all of your fellow travel advisors. Now, if other travel advisors out there, or even some of your Nexion friends, want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to contact you?
So I'm on all social media channels. On Facebook, it's Seth Wayne. Instagram at Seth Wayne. Facebook, Sail with Seth. I'm at sailwithseth@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you if you're watching and you've been experienced, and let me being able to give me some tips from you. Or also, if you're thinking of doing something like this, I'd love to help you out. And, it's all about being comfortable in front of the camera, off the camera, with guests, without guests. So I think it's a two-way street and help and others. And I would love to either coach someone or have someone coach me in certain ways. But yeah, that's the best way of doing that. Again, email sailwithseth@gmail.com.
Well, Seth, it's great to see you here again. Sounds like business is really going well for you. And here we are on a cruise. So
Yes.
that works.
That works.
And so I'm looking for bigger and better things. It sounds like you got some ambitious goals that I think you'll reach.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And do me a favor. Let's do this again at Connection 3.
We will do.
All right.
We'll make a date right now.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a plan.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.